Welcome to another road trip. Chaco Canyon is one of the most inaccessible national park in the US. Although it is well known, there is no easy way to get there and there are no amenities once you arrive. The closest town is 60 miles away. There's a gas station on the main road near where you turn off on Highway 550. That is the last opportunity for gas, water, snacks, sunscreen, and supplies. Simulan na.
Sabi ba pinipicturean mo?
Video yan.
Hindi na ma-video. Isang bagsak. Para kay Jason lang, ha? Wala akong president. Pero Rihanna, balik na tayo. Yeah! I've been here!
Mabagal ka namang maglakad, di ba?
Naku, wag ako, Rihanna!
Shit! Sino ba mabagal dito?
Hanapin ko! Kasi kailangan ko! Dapat sa malakas ka sumama.
Okay, sa balas. Win, akit tayo ate. Diyan na yung taas. So, tapos na yung warm up. Paakit na to. Hindi, joke lang. The Pueblo Alto Loop Trail ascends an ancient Chacoan staircase that leads from the canyon floor to the mesa where hikers are treated to various overlooks and the remnants of other archaeological features of the earlier inhabitants, as well as the ruins of Pueblo Alto and New Alto. The name Pueblo Alto is Spanish for high village.
Ano? Buhay pa kayo?
Dito lang ako.
Donut, munchkins.
The trail begins at the Pueblo del Arroyo parking area. All trails and sites close at sunset, so for this hike, be sure to give yourself about 4 hours to complete the entire loop. Yay! Wow. Uy! From the trailhead, follow the service road to the Kletso ruin. The trail is very primitive with some loose rocks and a couple of spots where you need to use your hands as you scramble around the boulders. The trail passes through a crevice in the cliff for the remainder of the climb up to the mesa. Climbing the staircase is mostly a matter of just carefully choosing your footing and taking your time so you don't twist an ankle. After an easy scramble through the gap, you will gain the top of the mesa. Once on the top, follow the sporadic signs and reliable cairns to stay on the trail. Look ahead and you'll find Pecked Basins inside a stone circle. Both the basins and the stone circles are thought to have been used for ceremonial purposes. You will almost immediately begin to see fossilized shrimp burrows, which look like gnarled tree branches set into the mesa. If you have a keen eye, you might even see fossilized clamshells. A little further down the trail, you will see a sign for the Pueblo Bonito overlook. Be sure to stay within the marked viewing area. Viewing Pueblo Bonito from this vantage is a thrill. the size of the building, and the San Juan Basin is easy to appreciate from this height. For all the wild beauty of Chaco Canyon's high desert landscape, its long winters, short growing seasons, and marginal rainfall create an unlikely place for a major center of ancestral Puebloan culture to take root and flourish. Yet this valley was the center of a thriving culture 1,000 years ago. The monumental scale of its architecture, the complexity of its community life, the high level of its community social organization, and its far-reaching commerce created a cultural vision unlike any other seen before or since. The cultural flowering of the Chacoan people began in the mid-800s and lasted more than 300 years. We can see it clearly in the grand scale of the architecture. Using masonry techniques unique for their time, they constructed massive stone buildings or great houses of multiple stories, containing hundreds of rooms, much larger than any they had previously built. The buildings were planned from the start, in contrast to the usual practice of adding rooms to existing structures as needed. Constructions on some of these buildings span decades and even centuries. Although each is unique, all great houses share architectural features that make them recognizable as Chacoan.
Ay, 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 ay! Wala akong golden head! I want one! Where can I buy one? Kang, upo ka sabay sabay pagin. That's so beautiful! Oh my.
After Pueblo Alto, you will turn east and return to the edge of the mesa. Along the way, you will see the Jackson Stairway, named for William Henry Jackson, a famous photographer of the American West. The stairs were carved into the cliff and gave access to the mesa top from the canyon floor. Looking at the stairs from the top of the canyon will make you wonder how they did it. From the Jackson Staircase, the trail continues along the slick rock heading south. At the end of a point in the cliff, the trail drops down through a narrow slot to reach the next bench level below.
Uy, ano ginagawa mo? Kala nyo Yes.
From the lower bench, the trail heads back to the west toward the point where the loop began. Another large mound of earth can be seen where yet another ramp was built at the base of a cliff in the Box Canyon behind Chaco Kettle. Next, you will arrive at the Chaco Kettle Overlook. The size of the ruin will make you appreciate the building prowess of the Chacoans. This house covers 3 acres. You will see the raised kivas, the elevated plaza, and the many rooms constructed by the Chacoans. While you are looking down at the building site, take into account that this building was planned. Rooms were not just added on. Standing there on the mesa with the whole San Juan Basin rolling out before your eyes, you can really appreciate the effort and care taken to build these sacred buildings. After the Chaco Kettle Overlook, the loop trail begins to come to a close. Just go slow and watch your footing. You will begin to recognize the scenery and the trail as you close in on Pueblo Bonito. You'll have another chance to look down on the ruins before you come off the mesa, going down the same narrow gap that you came up in the beginning. The Pueblo Alto Loop will get you away from most of the crowds in the park. Not that Chaco Canyon is ever all that crowded. Pueblo Alto is the most popular backcountry trail in Chaco Canyon. Most visitors seem to only go about as far as the Pueblo Bonito Overlook. Just the idea of climbing the Chacoan staircase is enough to get many people jazzed up. It is not every day that you get to do something like that. If you would like to see it for yourself, then all you have to do is take a hike.
Ayos, tapos na.
Ganda naman, di ba?
Oo. Exciting.
The turnoff to the park is 21 miles, a long, bumpy, often heavily graded gravel or dirt tracks with several T-junctions. In recent years, the last 4 miles have become rather rough due to lack of maintenance, especially either side of Chaco Wash, and may be impassable after rain. But any vehicle driven with care can usually reach the park.
Minsan masarap din i-spread lang yun, tapos lagyan mo ng noodles. Ang ano? Yung rotisserie lang.
Si Kuya. oh.
Lapit lang.
Malapit na. Ano lang yan?
Anong bilin sa asawa mo?
Anong bilin mo? Ano?
Anong bilin mo? Papunta